Hi, Sagittarius. This is Aqua Moonlight. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, I am here to do your love reading. This is going to be for the collective Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at what is going on for you in love, Sagittarius, what's coming in for you, what's going on around you. So, just take what fits with you, just take what resonates with you. As always, it will not be for all of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and see here. So if you're single, this could just be what's going on around you, what's coming in for you. If you are connecting to another person, this very well could be about the two of you. It could also pick up on another person's energy that you're very connected to as well. So when I pulled these cards for you here, there's a lot of very, very deep shadow work going on here for somebody. We have shadow and we have the crone, and we also have here the ocean. And I'm looking at the bottom, we have the moon, confront. We also have the blinded by the light here. So I do feel there's a very heavy process being worked through at the moment of shadow work. We also have the sun in reverse, the queen of swords. And I feel that it's really going to be a time for you, Sagittarius, here to go very deep into your subconscious. That's what this ocean is also talking about. And the way that this moon is looking at the reflection, it could be a really good time as well for inner child work here. But this feels like really going into the depths of shadow work. And so if you feel like some of you, this might be for some of you, that you've been carrying a little bit of resentment, a little bit of bitterness here with the Queen of Swords, because it can point to this as well. It might be a good time to purge that, to let that go, to assess that, to confront that here. Whatever you feel kind of a resistance to at the moment, I do think that that's what's going to be really essential to clear, to heal. And so even if you have to kind of go on your own path, even if you have to go into the depths of the darkness even here, it is going to be very necessary for you. Okay. It also could be somebody else, who is connected to you. And I do feel like there's a very, very interesting energy here. And that's why I want to see what else comes through. But we also have fear of intimacy. We have here revenge tactics, anger, blinded by the light. So there's a lot of darkness, but it's also very necessary to move through that. So you could have also been dealing with somebody who just did not maybe accept your spirituality, or there's just something about the light here that is not shining through with the sun in reverse. This can point to depression, it can point to a low mood, and also not seeing the light. Okay, so if you were dealing with somebody like this, it could have really triggered you. It could have really triggered you to have to kind of get your own sense of light back, your own power back. And so don't let anyone take your light from you. And there could have been this fear of maybe somebody had about you, of not wanting to see your light. And that could ultimately cause, this energy to play out. Okay, but let's see what comes up here. And at the bottom here of this deck, we also have understanding and we have healing. So again, another, I don't know why my throat is all scratchy, but another indication here that there's been some light that's been shown here, but it's sort of like we have to move through the darkness to get to the light. And this could have come with a lot of trigger for you as well. And so that's why I feel some of you could be going through. So let's see here. What is going on for Sagittarius? So Spirit, any messages for the collective Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? What's going on in love, or what's coming in for Sagittarius? Whoever needs to hear these messages, what do we have going on in love at the moment? What is the energy surrounding love? Okay, so what is the overall theme at the moment here, Sagittarius? What's currently going on? What is the theme in love here? We have time apart. Some distance will help to bring clarity. We do have here play hard. We have different pages, and we have go slow. So I do feel like with this different pages here, you and this person don't share the same vision, time apart. You definitely could be in a period of separation from somebody here. And if that's the case, it could have been a situation that did kind of, maybe end badly here, or it has just kind of caused you to become a bit hardened within your heart with the Queen of Swords. You also could have had to cut someone off here. You could have had to, like I said, really take back your power here. But during this time of separation, or during this time that you have just gone on your own path, you've spent some time apart, you've spent some time on your own, I do feel like you are having to go deep into this healing process. Let's get one more here for Sagittarius. We have longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. We do have here strictly sexual. This connection is passionate but not enduring. So this could be some of you have someone who's connected to you, or maybe you are going through a process. Like I'm kind of hearing as well that maybe you've had a connection with somebody, and perhaps it was maybe very sexual or is very physical, or maybe it was just very passionate, but it didn't really, with this here too, maybe it didn't really move to the next level. And this is actually a shadow. So some of you could be working through some shadow within your sacral chakra as well. So you may be finding that maybe you are longing for somebody. Maybe you're thinking about somebody from the past. But for you, with this reading, it feels more like a self process that you have to look at that. You have to really maybe assess why you still want this person, or vice versa, is what I'm getting here as well. Because with this, blinded by the light, it might be that you are just kind of on a different page than whoever this person was. Or maybe you've just had a string of relationships and you have found that, you're more of the light, or you feel that you are just not on the same page here. And I feel like this is what's triggering the shadow, because this is giving me very Queen of Swords vibes, this card here too. So some of you may need to look into that, or you may need to, again, kind of work on healing that here. And it could be a very deep thing. It also could be a connection that's very confusing, or a connection you have with somebody here that's not clear, and even if you're spending time apart with them at the moment, maybe you both do miss each other, or this person does miss you. But again, I feel like there's been a lesson here to work through. Maybe somebody's been very unavailable here emotionally, and this is being triggered not just on a superficial level, but on a very deep level. And so, yeah, if you are spending time apart right now from somebody, from a partner, or maybe you've just been alone, this is going to be a time to probably go back into the past and to heal any shadows here. And if you have someone around you who's kind of latching onto your energy, I do feel to be careful with that, and to take things slowly, and to allow somebody to maybe have to heal here. Let's see what else. But with that time apart, some distance will help bring clarity. It's like when you're too close to something, when you're too invested in something, you can't see it clearly. Yeah, the Tower reversed. It's like this is a very, very much, I think this came through for a few other signs too. But with this Tower reverse, it's like a time to really rebuild and to restructure what no longer worked, or what no longer worked in the past. On a deep level. So the more you find distance, the more you have to face your own shadow, or the person who's connected to you is having to go through that as well. So I think that's why this go slow is here. Even if you have somebody currently in your life, it could be triggering a lot of these old wounds. So don't rush the process here. And this is also talking about psychic ability as well, clairvoyance. And so some of you might be very connected right now to spirit. You could be enhancing a lot of your spiritual gifts. But something about this, I feel, is maybe a little bit scary, or it's somebody could be scared of that too within you. So let's see what else for Sagittarius. What's going on here in love? And the sun in reverse is also inner child too, with there's a baby here as well. So this is a lot of inner child work to be done. Yeah, we have the heel in reverse. See the star. Yeah, look at that, sacral. So that's what I referred to. The world in reverse, the Seven of Cups. Here's the moon again. Wow, the crown chakra. So there's a lot here. I definitely feel like with this heel, the star in reverse, somebody here feels very low. Somebody here feels like it's really about having to tear down that tower because the star comes after the tower. So this is a major process for you of rebuilding. It's a process of regaining your connection to spirit, regaining your connection to who you truly are. But it's a deep road here, or it's a very deep dive for somebody with the moon and the Seven of Cups. This can point to somebody who's had a lot of illusions or even addictions here. Again, with that sexual card to come through, if it does resonate with you, there could have been either you have had maybe a codependency here to somebody that was a very sexual connection, or maybe just a very intense connection, or you were connecting to somebody who maybe had sexual addictions. That's only if you resonate with that. Or there's just been something that has not allowed the light to authentically shine in here. And this has definitely been a lot of core wounds around the sacral area, and also just really having to discern what is fantasy, what is real, what is grounded. This feels a little bit ungrounded, this energy, and the crow can also be like that as well, a bit restless. So there's a lot of psychic intuition here. There's a lot of psychic development here, but also to be careful to ground yourself is what I'm getting. If you feel like this is you and you feel like you're really going through this huge process, it is necessary, but it's also important to ground yourself, because this is a very illusion kind of energy, kind of a Piscean energy as well. And so there could be a lot of triggers that are coming up connected to sexual wounds here as well. And it's also emotion. It doesn't have to be just sexual, because the ocean is here too. There's a lot of water. And the water is the ocean, the salt, the cleansing. And I feel like that's what this is here too. If you have any cords attached to somebody, this is maybe a good time to do some cord cutting, or to really, again, like kind of clear the energy. But it's deeper than that, because we have to face the parts of us that we never wanted to face, is what I feel. Or somebody here is going through that currently. And that's probably why with the different pages too, maybe this is a passing thing. Maybe you've already been through this with this person, or this is somebody from your past that you're still very attached to here. We'll see what else comes through, but this is a lot here. So definitely with that healing though in reverse, and this understanding and the healing too, this is going to be a priority right now, regardless of if you're with somebody or single. There's a priority placed on really seeing how we can move past move to the next kind of level of our ascension. The conclusion card is beneath that though. So I feel like there was a conclusion to something already, or somebody has come to a conclusion here and now has kind of dipped the toes in the ocean. So let's see what else we have for Sagittarius. Rejected parts of the self too. It's really having to look at that. So anything else we have for Sagittarius right now in love? But I'm noticing too, I'm being drawn to that secretly card here too. Someone is secretly yearning for you. And that's why I kind of feel like there's this sort of secret attachment or psychic attachment. And if you don't want that in your energy field, then that's why I feel it could be beneficial right now to kind of do some cord cutting or cleansing with that ocean too. Because it feels like something under the surface is happening, or on the deeper level. Yeah, I get a lot of that fear of intimacy here. So somebody is really having to face, but it's a good thing that these cards are coming through, because I feel like Even if it's still kind of being avoided a little bit, it is having to face it and not completely avoid it. Although I do feel it's still in the middle of it. It's definitely not done yet. And so this is why, if you are dealing with somebody who is acting in these ways, or maybe they are just in some form of illusion here, or they're just not grounded, they're extremely afraid of their emotions. This is why, yes, you look at that. Is this just fantasy? Attaching to the ego, questioning it all. Yeah, there's a lot of questioning here, like really questioning, what is this? What is this maybe connection? Maybe you met somebody, or you have this person, and again, maybe it's a very passionate connection, but it's for somebody to really ask, what is this connection and why is this happening? And somebody could have recently gone through a spiritual awakening here too, which has caused these feelings to come up, and then diving into the shadows. The unconventional soul. So this feels like a huge spiritual awakening here. Okay, and if you have experienced fear of intimacy within yourself, or if you've had codependency issues in the past, I think this is also you having to detach from the ego and just let it kind of, let yourself go through the depths here. So let's see what else for Sagittarius in love right now. There it is again, blinded by the light. We have fearing a higher power and closed-minded mentality. Yeah, so exactly. There's a fear of, it's interesting because there's a fear of the shadow, or there's a fear of spirit. I mean, this could be somebody who is not spiritual maybe at all for some of you, or they're just afraid of your light. It's like it's like a moth to a flame, but then they repel because they have not healed their own shadows. So they're kind of gravitating towards the light is what I'm getting. So there's just a lot of that going on here. And it's probably more in the like in the 5D here, but it's very triggering is what I'm getting. And we do have here getting in the way as well, karmic interferences, third party energies. So this feels more like an influence. This feels like somebody is very influenced at the moment, with the Seven of Cups as well, by these lower energies. Okay, or if you have been involved with people who continue to repeat these patterns in your life maybe, or these individuals keep showing up in your life, this is why you're being asked with the Tower and the Star to take a step back from that and to maybe ask yourself, why do you keep attracting these people? And maybe have to cleanse your social circle here, and to really with that Queen of Swords too, it's like, what is not bringing a sense of light? What is not fulfilling you? What is not bringing you happiness? Because this is very dark. This is very deep here. But I do feel with the Sun in reverse, it will, it will eventually, you'll find the way here with the Sun, but whatever's happening at the moment is suppressing the Sun. So it's like the moon, because we do have the moon. So this could be more in the feminine energy. Somebody could be healing a lot of feminine wounds, or you are asked as well to really tune into your feminine, and this may not be for all of you, but with the Queen of Swords, if you do feel like you are overly harsh, or if you feel like you're operating from your shadow, maybe you are lashing out at people, or maybe you just have a lot of anger or bitterness about what's happened. I'm kind of getting that could be for some of you. But for others of you, it is about boundaries. It's about really drawing the boundary here to not have somebody take your light. Because I feel like a lot of you are very evolved, or you're very wise, very spiritual. Yeah, the new direction. And there's the Sun. So there's definitely a need to move into a new direction, but it's a complete like paradigm shift here is what I'm getting. Like it's a brand new beginning. So let's go into the tarot and see here. Because we do have that card, go slow, take time to get to know each other. And so that's why, depending on your situation, it could be that you do have a current connection in your life. And this is why Spirit's saying to go very slow, because this connection could either be somebody who is not ready to see your light, or this is just a very triggering connection for everybody involved here. So be kind of careful, I think, with who you may surround yourself with here, Sagittarius. So let's see, what is the current energy at the moment for Sagittarius in love? What is the overall theme right now or energy for Sagittarius? The Eight of Cups. Current energy for Sagittarius. The Fountain, which is an extra card in this deck. And the Strength in reverse. And then let's look at the outcome. What's coming in next for you? The Two of Swords in reverse. What's coming in next for Sagittarius? The outcome here. The Queen of Swords. And the Page of Wands reversed. So this is probably for I'm not really picking up like on a specific relationship here, okay? Or if you are dealing with this person, it's probably somebody that, again, you're kind of in a separation from, or they're not like a huge present part of your life here, is what I'm getting. So we have the Eight of Cups here. So this makes a lot of sense because it is about walking away from, but this is very deep. You know, this is also Piscean, I believe it is as well. And we have a lot of that here. It's like really having to walk away from the Seven of Cups, walk away from the influences, the things that are fantasies to us. The Two of Swords reverse is coming for the outcome here beneath that. So this is about getting clear. This is really about detaching from the ego, though. I mean, there's a lot here, I feel, because with the Eight of Cups to the Fountain card, this card is about, this is the infinity symbol, and it's really about wholeness within the self, which makes a lot of sense here too. So this is a journey of self, whoever this is, and maybe even both people here. This is completely a journey right now to the self and to finding what that feels like to be whole within the self here. And it's not going to be easy, I feel. It's coming with a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of temptations, a lot of detours. And so with the Strength in reverse too, this is about, I'm getting that it is about falling victim to temptations or not being able to tame our desires. But I'm also getting this is about learning how to love and learning how to be vulnerable. Because the Strength is also about that very gentle, vulnerable emotion when we feel like we're able to, we're able to kind of come from that vulnerable place while still having our boundary. And that's why I feel this is about getting back to the sense of inner strength here. So this is a very heavy process of really getting back to yourself and getting back to wholeness. And I feel there's been a lot of lessons here. Like it's been a very difficult time, I feel, for a lot of you. Okay, and if this is somebody you're connected to, they are definitely having to assess what do they need to detach from. But it's more of like it could be other people that they need to detach from or other interferences, but it's more of like an entire lifestyle shift, if that makes sense. Like having to move into that ocean. See, this man is also looking out into the ocean. So it's like they know they need to cleanse, or somebody knows that they need a deep spiritual cleanse. But in order to do that, you have to acknowledge that first. You have to see that within yourself. And that's where I feel the struggle is coming from. It's like the universe is pushing somebody to need to go into that deep shadow with the Two of Swords reversed too. And there's the ocean as well. So this is definitely about having to remove the ego and also coming out of this sort of like resistance to the truth. And we do have the Queen of Swords coming up for the outcome here too. So that's why I feel for a lot of you, you will probably be in the Queen of Swords energy coming up here soon. So I don't feel I don't feel there's a huge emotional attachment and love for you at the moment, Sagittarius, or coming in. It feels more like you're having to battle this within yourself, or you need to have that healthy boundary with somebody who's currently going through this at the moment. And that's why I feel that this is coming through. What is the outcome here for Sagittarius? What's coming in? There, yep, boundaries. Yeah, I do feel this very heavily here. I don't know who this is for, but I do feel like somebody has an addiction. Yeah, very, very clear message here. So this is a heavy reading, but if you are dealing with this type of individual, or if you come into contact with somebody who you just feel like things are not right, they're not balanced emotionally, they're not balanced as a person, they have a lot of shadow work to do, and maybe you could find that out the hard way here, but it's definitely coming through, especially if there's like some form of fantasy or sex addiction here. And also, you know, you could be a part of this too. Maybe some of you need to really, like I said earlier, if you have an unhealthy addiction to somebody, especially with the sacral chakra here, or if you feel like you're having to be codependent on another person, then this is something that you are going to be working through. There's a deep shadow here with this. And so you are having to also make better choices for yourself, I feel. And that's why the strength in reverse is here. This does feel like not falling victim to this temptation, or to maybe your old ways or your old patterns here, but really looking at the fountain as reaching wholeness. That's the whole focus here for you. So for sure with the boundaries, it's definitely going to be about having healthy boundaries in whatever way that fits for you. And with this card, you know, to come through, I do feel like somebody here is still attached to you for a lot of you. And that's why I feel this is something that I don't feel is necessarily good for you at the moment. And I keep seeing this card too, the Enigma, leaving it to the imagination and building a mystery. There's another like shadow energy here. Like everything is very much mysterious at the moment. So maybe some of you are just rather mysterious here, or you've just taken a big step back from a relationship, and this is causing a lot of confusion, but also it's like it's forcing the distance between something to dive into it, if that makes sense. Like if you're too close to it, you can't see it. Or somebody here who you could be connected to in a relationship, the more you pull back the energy and the more you move into your own direction, it causes a gap that the only choice we have to do at that point is to heal, or to face the shadow of the absence of that person, perhaps. And that's the Eight of Cups. Feels very empty right now. The Eight of Cups feels like having to cope with emptiness. Like what is left after we walk away from our fantasy? And that's the void that needs to be healed. What's coming in for Sagittarius? What's next here? Yeah, ghosting, disappearing, on the run. So this just does feel like a very heavy ghosting energy, or somebody who does not want to deal with confrontation here. But again, I think this is somebody here has to go through this deep shadow work, and I feel like it's being triggered for both people involved. It's coming in for Sagittarius. Dense baggage. Wow, codependent patterns. So it says here, hidden or untold information and shadow work. So another card about shadow work. And I see this card here too, letting love enter, allowing yourself to feel emotional rush. But the thing is it's connected to this card again. I don't know, this is very heavy. So whoever could potentially approach you, we have the Page of Wands here in reverse. It could be an immature communication that somebody might be extending to you here. It's coming in for Sagittarius. And we have the waiting heart, one-sided feelings, the other half is missing, healthy boundaries again. So I know this is kind of heavy, but that's what I'm getting here. For those of you who need to hear this, is that somebody here is just not, they're not going to honor you at the moment. But if you don't have anyone, this is you having to really know your worth and to know your boundaries if you haven't already. But it's more than just saying no to somebody. Like it comes with a lot of pain. So with that Page of Wands reversed, don't dismiss the red flags and the honoring the body. If you do receive communication from somebody, I would just be very careful to deal with this individual. If you know that you both have had codependent patterns, or if they are very codependent, which clearly somebody here is. But I feel like you're doing pretty well, though, with the Queen of Swords. I mean, I feel like you are very aware of this. A lot of you are very keenly aware of whatever this is. So this is why it's just a process for you to detach from it. And if this has been holding you back for a long time, I just feel like this really needs to be let go of. This really needs to be cleared because it's preventing you from moving forward. Anything else for Sagittarius? We have the answer is no. So I think that's just saying that it's time to reject this offer, or whoever this person is, the answer is no. We have metamorphosis and we have balancing the scales. Yeah, so there is going to be a big transformation clearly here. After the darkness, there will be a transformation, but it is going to be a little bit difficult, I feel. It's going to be a little bit of a long road for you. And I think the sooner that you are able to detach from the situation, if you have not already, and if this person does return to you, as I mentioned, I think this is going to be the moment when the scales will be finally balanced, because you are definitely not, I mean, I don't feel you are in the position to take this person back or to speak to this person. And that is ultimately going to be the balancing of the scales, because somebody's going to be forced to have to go into their shadow due to you cutting them off. Anything else for Sagittarius that's coming in here? The Devil in reverse. Yeah, so let's just get some messages from Spirit here, because I think this is a very clear message. Somebody hasn't changed. If this person is somebody that you are hoping is going to change, I don't feel like they've changed here, and that could be what you're going to find out. Definitely do some cord cutting if that resonates with you here. We have let go of the outcome that flew out here. So any other messages for Sagittarius? You are on the right path at the moment. And that's why I do feel, I think for most of you, you already know this. You're very wise, I feel. For a lot of you, you're very intuitive. And you're also like, you're reaching this level of mastery within your spiritual gifts. And also just knowing, like, you just know what to do, you know. And it's taken a lot of pain for you to do that. It's like it's taken a lot of lessons for you to get to that point. But if anything, you should be very proud of yourself for getting to this point, because I feel Spirit is telling you that you are on the right path. You are having very healthy boundaries. And due to this, it's transforming. It's like you're helping the other person too, if this is somebody specific. Even if it doesn't feel that way, you are definitely helping them, because this is somebody who needs to be rejected. Anything else for Sagittarius? Okay, we have yes, this opportunity is a gift. I think that's just confirming what I just said. It's like this is a gift because you are able to learn so much from it. We have what others say and think really does not matter. And we have take a break and come back later. The most difficult part is over. So maybe those opinions of other people, maybe some of you have people in the middle of the situation. It could be family. It could be, I don't know, maybe there's just other people here involved somehow. It also could be too that somebody, one of the reasons why maybe this didn't work out is that they're overly concerned with what other people say or something like that. And that's part of the shadow here too, is to let go of the Seven of Cups, you know, the fantasy or the, not even just fantasy, but keeping too many options open, you know, and scattering the energy and not being able to focus on what's important. All right, so any final messages for Sagittarius and guidance for you? We have sobriety. Yeah, so whatever addictions have been going on, or maybe just being too attached to something, there's a sobering of this. There's a wake-up call here and a need to understand that that's the only way forward here. And the sacral is water too, the element of water, and that it could be other addictions, it could be alcohol, it could be things like that too. But clearly with the addiction, the devil, all of this here, there's somebody is struggling with that. Anything else for Sagittarius? We have remain positive. We do have walk away. And we have let go. I mean, this is very clear. So I'm just going to leave it there. Just remain positive through this process, but please walk away from this situation here. And better things will come towards you. But I do have to say the energy is still here. So either this is recent, and if it's not recent, if this has happened a long time ago, it's still holding you back because the energy is still the same. So maybe that's because you are still psychically attached to them or something like that here. So try to cleanse your energy. Maybe the ocean, if you do live near the ocean, it could be very healing. Salt water could be very healing right now too. And to really just dive deep into that process of letting go. So I really hope this could help you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sending you all the love, and I'll talk to you next time.